is actually Facebook's fallout about?
Well, Facebook's fallout is obviously about the privacy, but it also exposes a bigger problem, and that is, can centralized systems like Facebook, like Google, like Uber, and also government and banks, what kind of future do they have? When we had internet, when internet came, we said the world is flat, but we still continued to build centralized solutions instead of decentralized solutions. The issue with the centralized solution is there are many. One of them is that they can be compromised or corrupted. They take our private data and they sell it for their benefits. They, like Google, provide their content, their ads in front of everything else, and that is not necessarily what we want. The government, obviously, and the banks. So if we can cooperate or transact peer-to-peer, that's much different than in we have to go through a central body.
What are the characteristics of a centralized system?
A centralized system is that we need to rely on it. We need to understand and trust it. We need to know it's the bearer of trust and of truth. That is why we need to regulate them so much. So they don't, because they will, if they not, they will do only what's good for them. So, but a centralized body is of course providing much more cost into the whole ecosystem. And secondly, it also provides time delays. I mean, a simple thing like a payment can still, a cross-border payment can still take 48 hours, and if you do it on a Friday, 96 hours. And thirdly, it is what I was just said, it is the risk of corruption, that it is corrupted, that we can't control it, and that they use, for instance, like Facebook, our private data to earn money for their shareholders.
What is a decentralized system?
A decentralized system is when we transact peer-to-peer and there's a community or there are some parties that verifies that the transaction that you and me have agreed upon is correct and true. It's the holder of truth. And we rely on a community to be the holder of truth.
Yeah.
The benefits of there are many benefits, but benefits of decentralized organization is that the cost is obviously much lower. Basically, what happens is that we don't have a central party to pay. I mean, Uber takes 25%. That would disappear. It's also instant. There are no time delays. And if it's devised, if it's developed properly, like for instance blockchain, it is the holder of truth. It cannot be manipulated or corrupted in any way.
What about Mt. Gox? That was hacked, wasn't it? Does that mean that blockchain isn't safe?
Well, yes. First, yes. Mt. Gox was hacked, and that was the biggest at the time Bitcoin exchange, where you actually were buying and selling Bitcoin. However, the blockchain has never been hacked, and it's made in such a way with the consensus and cryptographics that it cannot realistically ever be hacked. But the biggest challenge to the current centralized infrastructure is when we get Internet of Things, IoT. Say 50 billion devices are going to communicate. It can be kitchen appliances, it can be cars, trucks, whatever. And imagine if they are going to work in a centralized model. How would they? This device want to talk to that device, then they have to talk to this centralized body and this centralized body, and all this has to be regulated. That will not work. These devices has to talk peer or communicate peer to peer, and we have to have this kind of blockchain solution to verify this. It is that the future infrastructure of technology will not be possible with a centralized structure. It has to be decentralized. And that changes everything, because just imagine, what will the government do? And how we will organize government? How will we organize the voting system? Because the national borders will be challenged quite dramatically from this decentralized system. It's very, very exciting and also a bit frightening, I would say.